I want to do a little video on what I use and how I do a little hand pouring and hand injection. Hand pouring came way before the hand injection. These are your basic hand pour molds. This is an open pour, they call it. It's a curl tail. Chunk molds, there's literally hundreds of these. Aluminum molds. Then you'd have your RTV molds, which there's thousands of these. If you go to lurecraft.com, there's literally thousands of them on their website, at least 1,000, which I've poured hundreds of baits using these. Big 10-inch curl tail and curl tail. A lot of people argue if a bait has to have a full round body, which is a bunch of crap, because I've caught hundreds of fish with my RTV molds with a flat belly. So fish don't care. They work great. They're inexpensive. And then you have people make molds out of pop, plaster of Paris molds, which a friend of mine gave me a few of them. I've never made one, but always wanted to. You could also buy RTV and make your own RTV molds. If you go to like Tackle Underground or Bears Baits, there's places on there that teach you how to make your own molds. And then you have your injection molds, which came out a few years ago. And I would say Bears Baits is the one that brought it to a injection to where it's at now. There are some plastic injectors on the market, but when you're using 350 degree plastic with a plastic injector, it gets a little dangerous. So he came out with this. It's kind of like a Cajun injection, and put the plastic in there and suck it in. And here's one of Bears Baits injection molds. This is a tube mold, and then you have a mandrel on the inside that puts your little tail on it, which I'll shoot some of them here in a minute. Makes a great tube bait. And then you'll have injection. Since injection came out, you can make a lot more detailed baits because with the appendages on it. So as you can tell, I got way too many molds. There's all my colorants. It's a little messy. When I get going pouring, I get a little messy, and I gotta stop. It takes me a couple hours to straighten up, but I'll go ahead and do some hand pour. And also you have hand poured two-piece molds where you just get your plastic in your cup and pour it by hand in the mold. And to me, there's no difference. Now I'm just going to do something simple. There's plastic, came out of the jug, put it in the Pyrex cup, and my microwave, I got 8 ounces in that cup. That'll take about 4 minutes. 2 ounces, 4 ounces takes about 2 minutes. So what you want to do is, especially if you black's an easy color to make. It's about 20 drops in here, but other colors you'll need different colorants, and that's why I got so many colors. You wouldn't believe the amount of different color baits you can make. In fact, it's unlimited, man, what you can do. So I'll go ahead and get this stuff heated up in the microwave and I'll show you how. Another part of pouring is using gloves, especially with the injectors. Get yourself a set of these measuring spoons from Lurecraft, because it don't take much flake to put in. A mask for the fumes, and some kind of vent. I got a fan and some fans going. I don't have a hood vent, which I need to get, but so you just take your thing, and that way you know how much flake you put in on your recipes. I think it's called a pinch, a smidgen, and a dash. So you can write that down on whichever ones you use, and you do a lot of stirring. Get the flake stirred in real well. Okay, I had to set my camera up on a tripod, so I want to reheat the plastic. It usually takes about 30 seconds to get it back up 350 degrees. A lot of guys use thermometer, heat checkers, and I don't use that. I never had a need to know how hot it was. I know my microwave, and I know when my plastic is ready. Also, I'm going to put some garlic. I put my garlic in after I cook the plastic. Put it in, or anise crawl. Stick it back in the microwave for 30 seconds. Okay, put the glove on, so all you safety nuts don't freak out on me. I got my glove on, and this plastic is 350 degrees, I'd say, so you don't want to wear shorts or sandals in case you drip some on down. Take the injector. Here's the plastic. I'm going to stick it in. You can't see what I'm doing, but I'm drawing it out. Putting it in the injector. Putting it in the mold and squirting it down. I'm pushing down on the plunger right now. Push slow and then put a little pressure on it once you feel like it's filled. Now I'm going to my tube molds. That ain't working too good. Sorry about that. Push down on my tube molds. I got 3 of them on my. I got these molds clamped together because they were hinged molds. Bear's original molds were hinged, which I really like. They're not anymore, but that's all you do. Then you can squirt your plastic, what's ever left over, back in your Pirate's cup. So sorry about all the shakiness. Now in aluminum molds, it doesn't take long to set up. Maybe 30 seconds or so, maybe a minute. And this is a Delmart mold. It comes with knobs and pins. I took them apart, take the thing out. And the reason I shot this one, this is what injection did for making plastics. You get all these appendages on. You can get the whiskers in. You could never do that with a hand pour. It just wouldn't fill any of that stuff up. So that's where a lot of guys now are hand injection, because a lot of people just couldn't hand pour. So more of an art to hand pour than a hand inject, but still get some sweet plastics out of it. Okay, Here's the tube mold. It's the hinged bait from Bears Baits, which I don't think you can get these anymore. He started going to the knobs. You just open it up, and there's the mandrel on the inside. Take the mandrel out, pop the spur off. I just pop them off. Most guys use the scissors, and there's the bait, and then you just take it and run your fingers down like that. Get the little tails off of there, and pull it off. There's the best little tube bait you can make. Catch a lot of fish on them. Reheated my plastic for 30 seconds, and I want to do a hand pour. And I hope you can see it. This is the old school way. This is how it all started years ago. Which I like to use the smaller Pyrex cup. You got the large one, and you got the small. I like the small one for the open pour baits. And you just get that in the frame there. You pour it in. Takes a little bit steady hand. Takes longer. I'm a little sloppy here. I'm trying to go fast so I don't run out of time. But a little sloppy there, but that's one in a chunk mold, which these are real easy for a hand pour because they just, if you could see it, it'd be better. You just pour it in. And go a little bit above the top if you want. There they are. Take them out in a little bit. I'm going to do a hand pour 2-piece mold. And all you do, you want to keep the stream down the center of the mold. Just pour it in there like that. You just do. I usually start on this side in case I get an overrun. I can. And you just go backwards. I made literally thousands and thousands of baits this way. I got all kind of molds that finesse worms, and then you just overfill them a little bit. There you got it. Well, I'm going to have to shut this off because I don't know how much time I got left, but here's your open pour 10-inch curl tail, which is deadly. Tore the fish up on this bait this summer. Little chunk mold, they come in different sizes. I got all the different sizes. And I'm not sure if this is set up yet, but it should be because it was a cold mold. Yeah. There's some pointy tail, good drop shot baits, and shaky head baits right there. So that's about it. You also put salt in them. Got any questions, you just leave a comment.